Rahul, we're back for another podcast. The one we did last time was a huge success, and so awesome. Happy to do this again with you. We were talking earlier about a topic for today, so I've got one figured out. But let me just introduce myself in case we've got some viewers that didn't join us last time. I'm Greg Onoprijenko. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer with AI Xccelerate. I've got Rahul Bhavsar here, CEO and founder of AI Xccelerate. And so we're happy to pick another exciting topic that hopefully kind of strikes a chord with you folks today. But thank you for joining us. So Rahul, we're trying to come up with a topic for today's podcast. I think I got one. So it's the beginning of the new year, right? People are in kind of hiring mode. They've got their plans in place, their strategies, they got their staffing plans. And so I've seen a bit of a surge in hiring and LinkedIn posts and that sort of thing recently. But something caught my eye. I've seen a number of companies posting for like product specialist type roles or subject matter expert type roles, right? So a couple of examples come to mind. I was on LinkedIn the other day and I saw a tech company, an IT service provider, looking for Microsoft experts or specific technology experts. And from our background, we know kind of what that role is all about, right? These are subject matter experts, sometimes technical specialists that join sales meetings, and they're there to answer the tough questions, right? That maybe the regular sales team can't answer. So, anyways, I saw this particular company trying to recruit for a technical, product specialist, subject matter expert. But then I was driving by an accounting firm the other day, and they had a billboard out in their parking lot, and they were saying, "We need a tax specialist. We're coming up on tax season right now, and no surprise that everybody's kind of getting ramped up for tax season." And so this particular firm said, "We need a tax expert to come in and join our staff and apply inside," sort of thing. So it got me thinking that a lot of companies are still looking for these product experts, and which that role has been around for decades, and it doesn't matter what industry. I brought up technology or accounting, but there's every industry literally needs some type of subject matter expert on staff, both for their customers but also their internal staff as well. So it got me thinking. AI can probably do a lot of this work, right? People aren't thinking AI first necessarily, but they will later. But what do you think? Is this a good topic for today? Do you think we could spend some time talking about this and the possibilities of what AI might be able to do?
Absolutely, Greg. Thank you and welcome everybody for our podcast number two, episode two. We're excited for continuing our journey on sharing our experiences as well as attempting to make our audience more knowledgeable on how to navigate through this AI world. So, back to your topic question, Greg. I think it's a great topic. Beginning of the year, everybody might have already set new goals, including us, as far as 2026 is concerned and so on. And one of the most important pillar for growth is adding people. This is not just new people. This could be replacing. This could be totally new addition or augmenting a team. So, is AI going to be able to help companies in 2026 to fill this gap? I think yes. It's not probably. I think 100% yes. But this space is evolving. We're seeing quality of these agents improving on a weekly basis at a high speed. The most important piece which I would start here is saying, who is this podcast for, right? Because we are on this topic. I think this podcast, anybody who is a business leader, hiring manager, P&L owner, recruiter, or an HR executive who is thinking about augmenting or adding people, or recruiting, or looking for these kind of roles, I think all of them should tune in, irrespective of the industry. You also made a very important point that it's not just technology, healthcare, or these things. We are talking in general. It is for every industry. And within every industry, the type of roles in every business, we know that there is a subject matter expert. There's someone who is very knowledgeable about the product, the services, and the solutions the company sells, and is required at a very critical situation where a new customer is asking for those information, and this subject matter jumps in, helps, comes as a savior to the salesperson as well as for the customer itself. And that is the type of roles which we are looking at, and why we are saying this is a complex role, but that's the role which is possible to be done by an AI. And we'll talk about that on how, when, and how should you plan, and how this actually things work later in the episode.
Yeah, awesome. All great points. And just want to spend a bit more time talking about the human role that everybody's hired for over the years, right? We pointed out why this role is necessary. Every company, regardless of what industry, needs some type of subject matter expert. When the questions get hard from customers or again, maybe internal staff, there's always that guru, right? That person that everybody knows who the expert is, or maybe it's a team of experts that step in and deliver the answers, right? Always been filled by humans in the past, and some of the challenges of this role, right? If people think about it, number one, the nature of the role, the person has to be an expert, right, on that particular topic, which means they probably have years of experience, lots of expertise they're bringing to the table, which probably means they're not inexpensive to hire, right? You're hiring people with a lot of experience. Those people usually come with a higher price tag. In addition, it's sometimes difficult to find these people. You got to go out, the recruiters got to go out and find where these people are, if they're working, if they're looking for work. You got to kind of qualify them, filter through their qualifications, and make sure you're getting the subject matter expert that you're looking for. You put them through the interview process. That takes time, right? Again, I already talked about the probably high compensation that comes with it. Once they get on board, they've got to get ramped up with the company culture and processes and everything. And it takes a while before they're actually ready for action. And then they step in and do that job, right? But that's been the traditional way of hiring for this role over the years. And again, a lot of companies are doing it right to this very day. So AI might represent an easier, faster way, right? So maybe we shift to what do you believe AI can actually deliver instead, right? We kind of know what that human role looks like. How do you see AI stepping in and doing some of these or maybe all of these functions that people are looking for?
I can explain the functionality and how it works, but I want to summarize what you just made. It's a very good point you made. The challenges with these specialized subject matter experts, you rightly said, they have to have some good experience, training, years of experience, which means that they come with cost. So, step one, step two, or the point number two is they're expensive and rare to find or difficult to find. If you have one, it is very important to retain them and not lose them. And the third and the most important piece is we need to constantly keep updating their knowledge, because
Right.
what you sell is also constantly changing. And why did I summarize these things is because I wanted to segue in how AI can step in and improve this. So with that,
Yeah, the third point you made was important, right? They got to maintain their expertise or increase their expertise, which means
correct.
the certifications, exam, some type of training, right? Again, takes time, maybe an expense, but you don't just
Yes.
step in as the expert. You got to maintain that expertise to maintain the
Absolutely.
value.
It's like that famous saying, right? To get the position number one, it requires effort. But to maintain position number one, it requires more effort, right? Or a
Right.
consistent effort. So
Yeah.
it's not about just winning, but maintaining that position is also very important. And that's where millions and millions of dollars are spent on training, on upscaling the level of expertise with your existing employees. So in this case, how should you start thinking right from budgeting, hiring, retaining, and upscaling your skills of your employees? How AI can step in. So let me break it down step by step. The first thing is, when it comes to budgeting, I would strongly recommend to all hiring managers, leaders who are thinking today to add X amount of people, start thinking about which roles I can actually bring in an AI agent in addition to my human employees. That's the first thing you want to do, because now our subconscious mind does not think about it. I would like my audience to start thinking about it. Can I add a AI agent instead of a human in this role? And why should you do that? A AI agent, fully loaded, very good functional with the same output, could potentially cost one third of a human cost. So that's the rule of thumb. You can just go. It can be less, it could be more, but that's a general good rule where one human cost can easily be replaced with three fully loaded agents, or a multi-agent in this case. So that's the first thing, which means you get cost benefit. You can, but it starts from a role, right? If that role does not have any physical touch or this thing, it can be done over the phone or email or online meetings and these things, then yes, that role can be replaced with a AI agent, right? So that's the first piece. I also spoke about the cost, so it is better in your budget. It is budget friendly. Now coming to the performance of the agents, right? These agents are capable of, one, working 24 hours non-stop, which means it does not clock in at 8 o'clock and clocks out at 5. No, it works 24 hours, number one. Once trained, once locked in with the procedures or processes and objectives, it will constantly follow that rigorously. And we can always improve it. So that's another advantage. You can be certain in terms of the output instead of a variable output with a human. The third piece is it can be multilingual on the fly. So I'm in the United States, Greg, you are in Canada. We both are neighboring countries, but our language preferences are different. Like French is an important language in Canada, Spanish is an important language in US, and likewise. And both of these countries are very diverse in terms of ethnicities, which means more and more languages do matter when it comes to a B2C type of business. So it can switch languages on the fly. So that's another big advantage I would like to highlight. So agents are capable to do so. Agents are also capable to learn very quickly. It is up to us how much knowledge we load in the back end and how much knowledge we basically keep it updated every frequently. So based on the, if you recall the challenges we spoke in the beginning, all those challenges can be easily addressed with a caveat that yes, can that role be replaced with the AI agent? It means this agent cannot do any physical stuff and so on yet. We don't have robots paired with the AI agent yet, but I think that's the future for sure. It will happen soon. But until then, you have to pick and choose which roles is possible. And then finally, these agents' capability. These agents are will and can interact with other humans in the same way a human interacts, which means agents can talk to us on an online meeting. Agent can pick up the phone, call or answer a phone call, receive and send an email, text, WhatsApp, Microsoft Teams, Slack, you name it, all the channels are possible. In fact, we are working already on a technology where the agent can see and judge your emotions, your color of your shirt and those things through a webcam. And this is bizarre, right? Like this is crazy, but we are already there at that point of technology. So it can take any input, any output, and it will interact with other humans, just like how a normal human worker works. It's just that it's online. So that's the capabilities. That's how the benefits. And here is, and the advice is pick the right role and we can help you with that right agent. So
Yeah, amazing explanation. So I just want to stress a couple of points that you made there for our audience because I'm putting myself in the audience's shoes. They may not have thought or realized that the AI agents we're talking about are act like humans, right? Like probably a lot of the audience members are used to kind of little bots kind of helping out with little things or using AI as like a search engine, right? But a lot of the audience probably doesn't maybe realize that we're creating, and certainly other AI agents are available out there that fill a human role. You can speak to them, you can email them, you can text them. They can have responsibilities. You manage them like they're people. I mean, they're literally, we talked about this, creating it. The new org chart, the modern day org chart, has humans in the org chart and also has AI agents sharing roles. In fact, we've done a training video recently. We should put a link to the post to our training video, which talks about this blueprint. How do you create an organization that has humans and AI agents coexisting on the same teams? But that's really what you're talking about. That's the secret. You need to be able to interact with them in human-like fashion and all those different capabilities, and you need to be able to trust them to do the work like you trust humans to fulfill their roles. So amazing stuff. Maybe now's a good
I
time
I
to
think we
shift
should
to
show
start showing what
people,
we're talking about.
show that org chart slide, which is very, very interesting actually. Here you go. This is exactly what Greg was talking about.
Right.
We are having some very interesting conversation with our prospects and customers where if you see on the left side, this is the traditional classic organization chart with only humans here. I mean, this is an example of a small company, but it applies to mid-size and enterprise also. What we are actually helping our customers is with this. We are helping customers with augmenting their organization with AI. Now look at the transition from a 10 employee company to a 10 employee company here as well. But there are 21 more employees which are from AI. They are AI assistants and AI agents. These are workers who are doubling, tripling, or quadruple the capacity of the company alongside human without you have to let go of your people. But what the message here is, today it's very much possible to bring in a new employee as an AI agent, and that is what we help. And it's a very interesting slide in general.
Yeah, Rahul, maybe you can explain something for the audience here, because we're back to the topic of subject matter expert, this product specialist role that we're talking about here. Some of the audience may not understand. How do you train an AI agent on that particular topic, right? We're building agents, you speak to them, you text them, you email them, etc. But how do you actually empower those AI agents with that product knowledge, that whatever the subject matter is, how do you train the agent to be an expert?
It's a very interesting question because I was thinking about bringing this topic, but you asked it. I'm glad about that. So, the best way to start thinking for all non technical people or business users or executives is you have to think and compare an AI agent with a human itself. That's the starting point, right? So, for instance, if you were to put a person in a given role, then your mapping of that one person to one agent is how the mapping will work. You cannot have one agent do five people's job. No, that's not how I am advising. It is one-on-one mapping. So that's the first way to start. Number two is, how do you know what is the role of agent? It's back to so simple that if you were to hire a person, how would you start? Write a job description. What is the role? What is the job description of this person? What exactly this person is supposed to do as the day-to-day activities, as well as the outcomes and KPIs and performance indicators. Same thing needs to be done. Now, to answer your question, Greg, how do you train? It's exactly the same way how you train a human. One, you are going to get somebody who is experienced in that industry. But imagine you hire a person who is not experienced in that industry. How do you train that person? You go through a training, classroom type of training. You give them lots of notes or reading material. And then there is something called on-the-job learning, right? While they do, they learn. All these three applies to agent also. We basically, instead of doing a classroom type of training, we feed the agent with all the documentation. And that documentation can be in the form of videos, audios, books, PDF files, website links, and anything which is given to a human, we can give it to an agent. We feed it and the agent learns all of it. It stores everything.
Let
The
me guess.
second piece is
Let me guess. The agent learns all that in minutes or hours, not weeks or months.
it's few minutes. That's true. That is
Yeah.
absolutely true. That's a very important point because it does not take long. It just is the speed of the compute which you run on it. So that's a very important point. And I said it does not forget because it's in the database. It's in its vector database where it really can pull out any information. The second piece is on the job, how a human learns, agent also learns. There is always a feedback loop which we create, which means every time it has a conversation with another person or a customer or a human, it will learn what it has done, what was the result, and what it should improve for the next conversation. So there is a learning path also embedded, which means these agents become better and better every day as you use it. So that's how we train. That's how you should think about an agent. That's how you should start planning how an agent will work. And that is why you review with the agent just like an employee, except you're not reviewing with the agent, but you're reviewing with a company like us who manages these employees, digital employees.
Makes a lot of sense, right? It sounds easy almost. I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes, but it sounds pretty incredible, right? You said AI agents can get trained quickly on all the latest and greatest information. They're reliable. They work 24/7. They work in any language you want. And they cost way less than what the human equivalent would cost, right? So awesome.
But you
Um,
added a point here, Greg. You said it is sounds easy, but I can tell you we want to make it easy for our customers. And this is exactly the purpose of our organization is also we are in the business of building agents, training and managing it, which means our customers don't have to learn how to build an agent. They should just know
right.
what they want, and
Yeah.
it is us who take care of the complex piece and make that digital worker work for our customers. So that's our core value which we deliver to our customers here.
Yep.
All right,
Do
shall we
we
show
want
them
to
something?
show them? Yeah, I was going to say we've talked a lot. Why don't we actually
Yes,
show a couple of examples of product experts AI style?
absolutely. Let's do that. I have prepared two demos. I've prepared two voice agents, which is going to talk to us. You will be able to listen to it. And the two examples we have created is one is a car dealership expert. This expert is available on the website as well as when you walk into the showroom. This expert can guide any prospect and customer to select a car and help them the right features and so on. So I'm going to act like one customer because I truly have to pick a new car. So I'm going to do that. The second
Right
one
on.
is again a very real life example which I just went through. I updated my health insurance recently. So the second agent which we fired up is a Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance expert on the website. Of course, this is not official Blue Cross Blue Shield. We'd love to have them as a customer, but this is just a training off their public website, and then we wanted to show what is possible. So let's look at this.
Let's do it.
All right. So which one do you want to pick it up first,
Let's
Volkswagen
do the car
or?
dealership, right? My son's also looking for a brand new vehicle, so we went in last week and talked to a human who answered a lot of questions about the vehicle. But I'm curious to see how an AI agent would answer a bunch
So
of
what is
vehicle questions.
that? What were the questions which your son wanted to pick and ask you? Maybe tell me. I
I
will
mean, the
do that.
usual stuff, right? He was in this case, my son was looking for a Toyota Tacoma, right? One of their pickup trucks. So we
Trucks.
went in and had a
Okay.
meeting with the salesperson, and we asked the usual questions. What are the different models? What are the features available with this one? What about compared to this one? How does the pricing work, right? What's the price? How does the lease work? The pricing type questions, but
Okay.
lots of questions about features and comparing this model versus this model and what's better for me. Those types of questions.
Cool. I have trained this something which is close to my house. I live in Dallas, so I picked up a Hendrick Volkswagen Frisco dealership. So this is going to answer everything about Volkswagen, not Toyota, but we should tease the agent to see what it does when it comes to Toyota questions, right?
All right.
So Let us fire it up. And Greg, you let me know whether you can hear it or not.
Okay.
Hello, I am Joy from Hendrick Volkswagen. How can I assist you today?
Hey, Joy, how are you doing? Joy, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Okay,
How can I
cool.
help you find the perfect Volkswagen today?
I was wondering, can I get a Toyota from your showroom?
That's a great question. At Hendrick Volkswagen Frisco, we specialize in Volkswagen vehicles. We have a wide selection of new and used Volkswagen cars and SUVs, and our team is very knowledgeable about all things Volkswagen. While we don't carry Toyota vehicles, we're confident we can help you find a Volkswagen that perfectly suits your needs and preferences. Would you like to explore some of our Volkswagen options?
Sure. I was coming up to a situation at uh, my own car. I have a Volkswagen Atlas 2022, and I wanted to return the car as its lease is finished, and wanted to look at a good option.
That's perfectly understandable. It's great that you're considering another Volkswagen, especially since you've enjoyed your Atlas. Since your lease is ending, we can certainly help you explore options for a new vehicle. Are you looking for another three-row SUV like the Atlas? Or are you open to something different this time around?
I think I like the SUV. I've never used the third row, to be very honest, so I'm okay with a two row, but an SUV style because I love the space.
That's great to know. So you're looking for an SUV with plenty of space, but a two-row configuration would work well for you.
Yes.
Given your preference for space and an SUV style, I'd highly recommend looking at the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's our best-selling compact SUV and offers a
That's
fantastic
small.
balance of...
I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'2", and I don't think I'll fit in comfortably in Tiguan.
I completely understand your concern about comfort, especially at 6 feet 2 inches. While the Tiguan is a compact SUV, it actually offers surprisingly generous interior space. Many taller drivers find it quite comfortable. However, if you're looking for something with even more room and a very spacious feel, the Atlas Cross Sport might be an excellent alternative. It's a two-row version of the Atlas you're familiar with,
All right.
offering similar
Thank you,
width and legroom
Joy.
to your
That was wonderful. So,
That was pretty good, right? She did a good job handling your questions.
she did. She
Came
did. So
back with
this was,
recommendations, right? Didn't get into the pricing questions and everything, but I'm sure she would have
yeah,
nailed
but
those too.
yeah,
That was
we
a
wanted
great
to.
example,
This was just trained out of their website. So imagine
right?
what we could train if we provide internal documents. It will do very specific job. But I think I was pleasantly surprised with the performance in general of what it could do, and how it was handling and interacting with me. It didn't
Yeah.
sound like a robotic thing. So that
But
was the
you
beauty
threw
which
a
we wanted.
curveball right off the top, right? You said, "Can I buy a Toyota from you?" Right? So she very politely, skillfully handled that and pushed that aside and said, "No, I'm here to talk about anything Volkswagen that you want." Right? So I
That's
love how she
correct.
handled that.
That's correct. Shall we go to the next one with
Yeah,
a different use case of healthcare?
sure.
All right, let's do that. So, the second one I have is a Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance expert. The objective of this agent was to help a first time buyer or a second time buyer of a health insurance from Blue Cross Blue Shield Texas and help them with the right plan, right solutions. So let's jump in and take a look at what Agent Joy can do in a healthcare situation, in an insurance situation.
Hello, I'm Agent Joy from a Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. How can I help you today?
Hey Joy, I am Rahul, and I was looking to explore some healthcare plan for me and my family.
Hi, Rahul. It's great to meet you. I can certainly help you explore healthcare plans for you and your family. To get started, could you tell me a little more about your family's needs? For
Oh,
example, how many people will need coverage and Are there any specific doctors or hospitals you prefer?
Well, I live in north of Dallas. We are four people, me and my wife and my two kids. One is 20-year-old and one is 10-year-old. We have some preconditions already in place. So I would like to get the best coverage. I don't want to pay a lot of, I would say, out of pocket. But on the other hand, it should cover all the medication. It should support my pre-existing conditions and so on. So help me with that.
Thank you for sharing that, Rahul. It sounds like you're looking for comprehensive coverage with lower out of pocket costs, especially given the pre existing conditions and the need to cover medications for your family of four in North Dallas. Based on what you've told me, a gold or platinum plan might be a good fit for your family. These plans offer the highest coverage percentages, meaning Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas pays a larger portion of your medical costs, and they typically have lower deductibles and out of pocket maximums.
Do you
This
know
can
how
be
much it
very
will
beneficial.
cost me a month? Because I'm a little bit sensitive about my budget.
I completely understand, Rahul. Budget sensitivity is very common, and I want to help you find a plan that fits your financial needs. The exact monthly cost can vary based on several factors, including the specific plan you choose, the ages of everyone on the plan, and your exact location within North Dallas. Since you're looking for the best coverage with lower out of pocket costs, gold or platinum plans will generally have higher monthly premiums compared to bronze or silver plans, but they offer more comprehensive benefits when you need care. To give you a more accurate estimate, I would need to know the exact ages of you and your wife. Would you be comfortable sharing those with me? This will help me narrow down the options and provide a more precise idea of the monthly premium.
All right. I am going to stop there because after that, it is all my personal information,
Yeah, don't start
which I would love
disclosing
to share.
secrets about yourself. Yeah. But another great example, right? She handled the questions, obviously trained her up. Again, you mentioned earlier, I want to reiterate, you're just training it on the public available information on the website or wherever, right? We're not giving it confidential or very comprehensive information. They're taking what's available out there, and, and these demos are handling it very, very well. So think of how powerful they would be if we actually trained it on very specific information. So, yeah, two great examples of what these product experts can do. So I think to kind of summarize where we started from, right? We talked about people hiring humans to do these types of roles, but the challenges involved in hiring humans around finding the experts, putting them, recruiting them, putting them through the hiring process, right? Obviously, having to pay significant wages to get them on board, and then the challenges of them maintaining their expertise and everything, right? So, in the world of AI, I mean, it's just changing so fast. The technology we're talking about today, the capabilities actually exist today. This isn't some science fiction picture that we're painting for the future. These agents actually exist today. So I think it's a great option. We already talked about the cost savings and the extremely rapid ramp up to get the agents trained and built. Like there's a lot of reasons why I think AI agents to fulfill these types of roles make a lot of sense. I know it's not natural for people to think AI agent first. They still tend to pick humans first, but if I can offer one bit of advice maybe to the audience that's listening to this and wondering, should I or shouldn't I, right? Um, Maybe it's a good time to give it a chance, right? I know there's probably a little bit of apprehension and nerves. Can the AI agent actually do what I need them to do? But we're in the age now, and I think you've written a few articles about it, a few blog posts recently. Like 2025 was maybe the era of researching and learning and hypothesizing. We believe 2026 is the year where people actually jump in and start buying, spending money, and implementing. So this is a great example of a role I think that makes a lot of sense for people to take a chance, and we're confident they're going to be pleasantly surprised. But
Yeah,
what do you
let
think?
me
What would
add
your
a
advice be?
few words to make our audience more confident. So here is how I want you to think. To all of the business stakeholders, executives, owners, uh, even shareholders and board, We have seen a lot of reports from an MIT point of view that, hey, 95% of large AI projects failed and so on. Yes, that is how the technology evolves. The only thing I would leave all of you is today, the technology does not need to cost millions of dollars. And that is our mission as AI Xccelerate. The second piece I want you to walk away with is we are here to make that journey or that entire process extremely easy for you, which means the cost is going to be contained as one-time investment to train this up, which is typically still much more cheaper than having a 90-day ramp up of a new human employee and train them. It'll be way less than that. I can assure you that. The second piece is think of this as a contractor. It's as simple as that, which means you don't like this person, you fire them. You don't like this agent, what it is doing, after 2 months, you can fire them, replace with another one, or go back to your human. We want to make the entry level barrier extremely easy. So, by talking about these, you're not going to lose, or you don't have to prepare for $1 million investment. You can get started as if you are spending it on a contractor to begin with. You like it, you make it permanent. That's simple as that. How long does it take? We should tell our audience how long does it take to fire up a new agent. I think that's a very fair question. It is anything between 2 to 4 weeks of time frame before we fire up this employee and put it in your production environments. Once it is going live, it takes another 2 weeks to fine tune it and make it perfectly ready to sign off and handle customers. So that's the time frame we're looking at. We don't want you to think that it costs an arm and a leg. It is actually very affordable. And this is not to replace humans. This is to help your human employees to do more, probably 2 times, 3 times, 4 times more, and at a much more cost effectiveness. So we are here to help you, and let us know if you need any guidance to get you started.
Yeah, great point. Glad you mentioned the ramp up period. Just to reiterate, right, the way our AI agents work, there's a fee, a one-time fee for that ramp up and training period, and then there's the monthly subscription beyond that. So, but happy to talk further about it. I think today's topic was really great. It probably got the wheels turning on a lot of the people that are listening to this and watching this podcast here. To the audience, I mean, thanks again for tuning in. If you'd like to speak with us, keep this discussion going. If you'd like more information on AI Xccelerate or the products, the AI agents that we're talking about, we'd be happy to chat with you. Our website is AIXccelerate.com. You'll find a button at the top of the website that says speak with an AI expert. If you click that button, it'll take you to a page where you can book a meeting with us. We'd be happy to continue speaking with you. Yeah, it's a great topic. It's exciting. We're going to be talking about stuff like this all year long, but I think it's a really great example of how AI can show up and make an immediate difference, right? An immediate impact with a company.
With that, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you
All right.
soon in the next episode.
Have a great day.